Hey, it's Reed from Emerald Lotus Divination. Today I'm excited to be doing a pick-a-pile tarot reading using the Modern Love Tarot by Ethany, a deck that I just recently got. I feel really called to connect to what energy do you really need to be aware of at this time, so that you can actually have some action items for some steps to take right now. I know that things are kind of weird in the world and some people may be feeling a lot of kind of stagnant energy as we move into 2021 with the desire to have some movement. So I just kind of want to open things up for you, give you guys some messages to help you really move forward in 2021 and kind of help you figure out what you really need to focus on. So let's get started. If you chose the key in pile 1, then this reading is for you. Okay, so I'm probably going to be picking more cards than the initial cards that I pulled. I also really want to pull a couple oracle cards from the Divine Guidance Oracle that I've really been loving. So we're going to be kind of mixing these two decks together for your reading. So the first main message that Spirit has for you, Group 1, is Queen of Cups energy. So we're really feeling into our emotional bodies. You might be feeling more emotional lately or wanting to connect more with your emotions. It might not even be a choice. You might just be straight up feeling more emotional lately. This could be due to relationships with others or just something that you've been sensing. There might be some part of you that's really craving something within. It can be often so hard to pinpoint what that area is, and I hope to give you a little bit of insight today into what that really is. What part of you is really calling out to be nurtured and taken care of. Knight of Pentacles. So we're seeing some reverse Knight of Pentacles energy here. So a train just came by as I'm saying this, and I feel like this message is actually really defined really well by the train going by. I'm getting the sense, especially by this card coming reversed as well, that there's a lot of things that you're feeling really stagnant about right now. As I mentioned at the beginning, you're wanting to do things, but you're feeling really held back. There's a lot of setbacks that you've been experiencing recently, especially potentially I'm getting a sense as it relates to love or connection with other people. But this is a really important message here with the Knight of Pentacles reversed that wants you to know that you might be experiencing these setbacks or feeling held back, but what's important for you right now is to focus on the blessings that are coming from you being held back. So for instance, for me personally, a huge blessing that came from the past year was that I had so much more time to myself, and in that time alone I actually experienced huge bursts of creativity that I've never really had before in the same way. And so I easily could look at all of the setbacks that I've had in the past year, because like you, there have been so many of them, but in reality there's been a huge burst of creativity that I think long term will make a big difference in my life. And so that's really the type of energy that you're being called to focus on right now, Group 1, is what has seemingly held you back but actually benefited you. So that's something that I invite you to explore right now. Is there's something emotionally that's making you feel like you really missed out or you didn't get something that you wanted in the first place, but there's actually a reason that you didn't get it. I actually said this exact things to a client this morning when I was doing a reading for them, that it's really important they focus on the reasons why Spirit has made things happen the way that they've happened for you. And so the analogy that I gave to her this morning is one that I'm going to give to you as well right now, is that I saw very clearly Spirit having a huge maze, and you're a really tiny person in that maze, and Spirit showed that every time you move through the maze and you end up at a dead end, you're getting really disappointed and you're feeling like, okay, well, I failed again, so here I keep continuing. But what you're not actually seeing is that every time you hit that dead end and make a change in your path, you're actually getting closer to where you want to be, rather than if you had followed the path that the dead end was blocking, if that makes sense. And so on this path, in this maze, as you're moving through it, you might be feeling like it's very desolate and dark and there's not a lot going on in your maze right now or in your life right now. This maze is really an analogy for your life. So you may be feeling like there's not that much going on, but Spirit is showing from a higher perspective that right on the other side of the walls of your maze, there's a huge garden on either side, a beautiful garden with a bunch of abundance right on the other side of that maze. So although you may be feeling like you're in a place where there's not much going on, it's not feeling how you want to feel it, your expectations keep getting let down, these dead ends keep having keep causing you to feel let down, know that Spirit is actually helping guide you right now, and where you're going to end up is going to make sense. And so that's a really important message that I don't think at all is a coincidence that we're seeing in your reading, as well as the reading that I did for someone this morning. I feel like that's an energy that so many of us are not seeing clearly right now, just because it is such a dreary, dull time for so many of us that it's very easy to avoid the blessings or not see how things are working out in our favor, just because we're being let down so often. So it's really important for you right now, Group 1, to manage those expectations and know that things might not work out for you. They might not make sense to you right now. You might feel disappointed, but manage those expectations and don't allow yourself to be falling into that trap too often of feeling so emotional about those changes. Try to really focus on going with the flow and not exactly feeling so stagnant. And so we have the Two of Swords coming through as well, which is sort of a similar energy where you're wanting to move and you're wanting to do things, but you're feeling very stuck and stagnant, and you're having a hard time deciding where it is you want to make decisions, where it is you want to make choices in your life, because maybe you're feeling like every choice you're making is really just letting you down and it's not actually getting you anywhere. Know that that isn't the case. Just because you may be feeling let down or like you aren't moving somewhere, as I mentioned, you are. So those dead ends or the changes, the pivots that you're making, they're taking you where you're meant to be. So don't feel upset about that. Don't feel hard on yourself. It's hard not to, I understand. But so we also have King of Cups energy here as well. So those emotions, that emotional roller coaster that you're going on every time things aren't working out for you is really not benefiting you at all. You're really wanting to get to a place where you're feeling emotionally stable and connected. And a lot of this actually, so we're getting Page of Pentacles. There's so many cards in this reading, court cards so far. So this could also definitely be being let down by other people or not feeling connected to other people. But most importantly, this comes down to figuring out why you're doing what you're doing and why you want to be doing what you think you want to be doing. So finding true meaning for what you're working on right now is going to be really important for you. Figuring out why do you think you want these things in life that you might be getting disappointed by? Is it because society wants you to do these things, or is it because you genuinely, truly want to be chasing after these things? It's a really important thing for you to focus on right now. And so we're also seeing the Hangman reversed, which is saying that you need to really shift your perspective and really figure out, like I just said, why you're doing what you're doing, because I think your perspective might be a little off right now. You might be doing things not really because they're from a soul level benefiting you, but rather because they're something that someone else expects of you, whether that's society or an actual person in your life, potentially a male in your life, a partner, or something of the sort, a father. So there's a sense here in your reading, Group 1, that you really need to focus in on what it is that gave you meaning in the first place. Really hone in on why you felt passionate about your life and what really brings you purpose in your life. There's going to be a real need for you to reevaluate that and really find what nourishes your soul from a different perspective. Definitely not from a financial perspective, which might be what kind of was driving you in the first place. There's a sense that maybe you had some disappointments financially, but it's really important that you don't take those to heart, because if you really follow your emotions and what guides you emotionally, what nourishes you on a soul level, you'll find that you'll actually, your finances will get back in order, because we're seeing the reversed in that placement right now. So I'm also just going to see here in this deck. So we're also seeing peace, harmony, and contentment. So definitely about finding meaning in your life right now, even if your life doesn't feel perfect. That's very important. A message I've been giving to so many clients, because it just keeps coming up, and it's so relevant to so many of us. Even if your life feels a little bit out of sorts, a little bit imperfect right now, don't let that stop you from doing what you want to do. I'm also going to be pulling out the Star Tarot right now, just because I feel like getting a few additional messages. I feel like a lot of these are kind of, I just want to know if there's anything that Spirit really wants you to do right now to really take action. Just one card from Spirit to really take action. There we go. Interesting way it fell. Two of Cups. Okay, so this is also really giving me that love energy. Two of Cups reversed here, though, is also telling us that there's a real need to connect with yourself and really find that self-care and self-balance. So that will be your major action point right now, is to connect with that Queen of Cups energy, connect with your the inner nurturer, the inner queen, the inner lover that you have inside you, that very feminine energy, divine feminine energy. Connect with that softer side of yourself through self-care right now, whether that be taking time for yourself to journal, to walk in nature, ritual bath, meditation, cooking something delicious for yourself, having a date with yourself. I have a friend that always goes on dates with herself, and I envy that so much because I wish I prioritized that in my own life. But she'll take herself to the park, she'll take herself on walks, she'll go shopping with herself, she'll do all these things for herself for a beautiful self-care day. And I think that that is just so wonderful. I wish more of us would really do that, because I think it's wonderful. I want to start doing that more, but I don't really prioritize it, especially a full day for myself like that. But that's definitely something that you're being called to right now, group 1, is really focusing on yourself and your emotional body. And to anybody who is actually dealing with another person and having conflict with another person right now, which is also a theme of these cards for sure, it's definitely time for you to just set aside your ego and really focus on your emotional body. Same sense. Really connect with why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, communicate those feelings to the other person, and allow them the space to meet you in that space. If they can't meet you in that place, if they can't show you respect, it's time for you to walk away. But it seems like, I have to say this, you are probably the one that is more in the wrong than you think you are. Not that you aren't both in the wrong, but there's a sense with these cards that you think that you're right and that they're wrong, and you're having a hard time coming to terms with them. And it's important that you recognize what you've done wrong in this relationship and really own that. And when you do that and you meet this person from a place of love and higher energy, higher vibration, if they're able to meet you there, you'll be able to rebuild. And if they're not, it's something that you guys need to let go, because they might already be there and they're trying to meet you there, and you need to kind of step up and own your own stuff for what went wrong in your relationship with them. This hangman is just really calling to me. So there's a new perspective that you need to have here. You need to reevaluate what you're going through. Stop being guided by wounded ego, really, and just focus more on figuring it out and solving it. There is a solution to your problem. You just really need to focus on yourself and figure out what you could do better in your relationship. I know that's hard to hear potentially, and for anyone that isn't having communication errors or problems with other people, this would really relate to self-care, self-healing, and figuring out your stuff so that you can go deeper in your own life, meet yourself on a deeper level so that you can be more attuned to how you're feeling and really follow in what brings you passion in life, for sure. That's definitely what I'm getting there. So these group readings are always a little bit challenging just because there's so many messages that can come through for them. But the final card that I'm going to give you, group 1, is the nature card. Notice harmony around you. So again, there is just a real sense that you need to shift your perspective right now. The self-care thing is absolutely true. Spend time outside if that's what fuels your soul. Even if it doesn't, going for a walk, spending time by yourself outside is really going to benefit you right now, because that inner peace is really what your soul is seeking right now. So doing some self-care, focusing on yourself, not letting your ego stand in your way, connecting with your emotional body in a way that you maybe haven't in a while, and reconnecting with your passions is going to be something important for you right now, group 1. So thank you so much for being here. If this reading resonated with you, please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Hello, group 2. This reading is for you if you chose the coin with the yes. Group 2, this is your reading. So first off, I'm gonna see what we've got for you here, group 2. Okay, so we're seeing the 6 of Cups, which immediately we're having cups in both groups as our main theme. So emotions, connecting with the past is going to be something really important for you, group 2. There's something from your childhood or from something that somewhere that you grew up that's really calling you back at this time. A relationship of some sort that you were in, potentially a relationship with your parents or your family, is calling you back right now. So there's really a call right now with this 8 of Pentacles reversed as well to find some rest and healing. You're going to need to take a little bit of a break right now. Spirit's calling you to take a break and really reconnect with your past self or your inner child. It could also be like your childhood home, hometown, home neighborhood, something that you once were very connected to, that is tied, I feel like, to the work that you do currently. Maybe it was something that inspired you as a child that brought you to your current career path, or it's something in your current career that is somehow connected to your childhood. Because this is a group reading, there may be different variations or levels of this, but if it's anything to do with your childhood, where you grew up, and your work, this is kind of a message for you right now, group 2, is to really focus on what is needing to be refilled. So your cup is kind of needing to be refilled right now. Okay, so there may be a little bit of hopelessness, especially as it, I feel like, relates to your work. But again, could be any aspect of your life that's lacking a little bit of hope, feeling potential, a little bit despair, a little bit of off balance. There may be a lack of spiritual connection right now that you're feeling in your life that you're wanting to resolve. Okay, I love this card also. I just have to pause. This is the best card of all time. Best Queen of Pentacles. Amazing. But this card coming reversed is really reminding you, group 2, that whatever needs to unfold in your life, whatever needs to happen will happen. You don't need to push it. Everything will work out for you. This is just a message from Spirit letting you know that even if you are feeling disconnected, even if you are feeling a little bit burnt out, or, you know, just feeling off right now, just know that things are going to work out for you. You don't need to push it. You don't need to keep working to try to solve the problem. The problem isn't something that can be solved simply through work. It's something that has to be solved through connecting with yourself and really digging deep into your emotions and feeling whole again with who you are within. So this nurturing element is really coming through in this reading, actually very similarly to the group 1 reading as well, that there's a real need right now for you to connect with your inner divine feminine. I mean, I have to say it, that inner divine feminine. There's also potentially here something that might relate to your childhood with your mother. So if there's something that needs to be resolved with your mother. Okay, sorry, my camera overheated, which always seems to happen. But the 3 of Pentacles just came in reversed, and I haven't really touched on that yet. So, but it really just falls into everything that I've been saying, is that there is a repeating lesson that you've had in your life, something that you've been dealing with over and over again, likely something that resulted from childhood or stems from childhood in some way, potentially related to your mother, and maybe how you work now moving forward, something that you will want to work through because it is a repeating lesson for you. So instead of getting annoyed or frustrated or giving up hope, especially in spirit or in a greater energy or something beyond God, whatever it is you believe in, instead of giving up hope on that at this time because you've been experiencing something over and over, I really invite you, Spirit really invites you, I don't invite you, I mean I do, but Spirit really invites you to focus on that right now and really try to heal it. So I would say, let's see, the best thing that you can do here, I'm going to pull out this Oracle deck as well just to get a really, really clear insight into what you need right now to really heal that repeating lesson in your life. Trust. Okay, so here we have it again. So the Star reversed really is indicating that you are feeling hopeless right now in your trust in the universe, in your faith in the universe. And this happens. It happens to all of us. It happens to me all the time. I go in and out of waves of trusting the universe, giving up in a sense for a while and then coming back to it. I think it's very, very natural. So don't beat yourself up if you are feeling out of it. Just allow that you will move back into feelings of trust. Potentially this reading will be a trigger for you to really help you trust in the power of the universe moving forward, or it might be something that actually happens to you in the next little while. If this reading is resonating right now, then I'm sure this will trigger right away. But if this reading doesn't really resonate with you, I invite you over the next week or two to really focus on the problems in your life that keep coming up and how you solve them. This could be something as simple as feeling anxious about an instance, and something more dramatic to potentially difficulties in your relationships, the way you trust other people, some sort of deep ingrained problem that you just seem to have over and over. It could be a relationship with food. I'm sensing that it's something that it occurs daily all the time, that is started in childhood. It's time for you to really work on that. And of course, I will always recommend traditional therapy to do that, because I think that that is something incredibly healthy for everyone to do. But I know it's not always the most accessible thing. So if it is, that might be something you want to look towards. If this is a sign for you, take it as such. If not, then really try to do this work yourself. Really look into what's been holding you back in your lifetime thus far. And don't be frustrated with not moving as fast as you might want to move. So don't get frustrated with spirit. Don't get frustrated with yourself if this is something that you're working towards, that you feel like maybe isn't working out fast enough in your favor. Be patient with it. This is a good time for you to feel patience and really slow down. Both of these cards are saying that here with the Knight of Wands and Eight of Wands as well. So that patience is going to be very, very important for you right now. And again, also with the Queen of Pentacles as well, we're seeing that same energy. Don't push something that doesn't want to happen. Allow things to unfold naturally, because when they're meant to, they will. That's your message from Spirit today. So thank you so much, Group 2. I will see you in the next video. Hello, Group 3. If you chose the spoon with the quartz on the end, this is your message. Okay, Group 3, I'm feeling very heavy with your energy right now. Okay, so we're seeing that there's something in your life that you are moving away from right now, Group 3. Or some sort of situation. Again, we have a Cups card. All three groups have had Cups cards as their main theme. So many emotions right now. You're really trying to escape something, or maybe you have taken the steps to get out of something in your life. Okay, but maybe you're feeling like you can't get out fast enough. There's something in your life that you're trying to get away from, that you might be feeling like you... sorry, I didn't show you this upright. There might be something in your life that you're feeling like you want to get away from, potentially a relationship with someone, but you're feeling like you just can't get out fast enough. So you might have taken the steps to get out, but it's not quite there yet. For instance, I know if you get a divorce from someone, you need to be separated for a year. Sometimes breaking up with people, there can be leases, there can be contracts in business, there can be, 2 weeks left of a job even though you've quit it. There's so many instances where you're so close but so far, and I'm getting that sense a lot right now. Okay, so the Lover's reversed as well. So I'm really sensing that for a lot of you, this will be an actual relationship. This is definitely something that relates to your relationships, this reading for sure. So whether you're leaving a toxic relationship, or maybe you're just having trouble in a generally healthy relationship because of everything that's been going on, there's a real focus for you to look inward at that relationship and really try to do some healing in that relationship, because it might not be over necessarily, but there is something that needs to have closure in that relationship right now. But I am getting the sense that you want to leave, or you have left, but you might need a little bit more time. Okay, so we're also seeing the King of Pentacles reversed. So feeling like maybe leaving this relationship, or breaking off the connection, you might actually feel like you're losing financial security, comfort, an element of feeling protected. You might be feeling like you're stepping away from that by leaving your current relationship, or a relationship that has been serving you for a while. Okay, yeah, so there's also a sense of grief and loss at this time for you as well. Definitely an ending of some sort. It might also actually be a literal death that you're trying to move on from. Okay, so something that you maybe weren't expecting, or that came as a shock to you. So like someone breaking up with you instead of you making the choice. So we're also getting the Nine of Wands as well. Oh, I'm so sorry, Group 3. You've been dealing with some real heavy stuff in this reading, I'm getting for sure. There's a lot going on here. So we're seeing with this King of Pentacles energy that there is some change that's going on in your life. That lack of stability, the Tower reverse definitely happening. But it's really important for you right now to not let yourself get too down in the dumps. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't feel like you're the only one that has gone through something like this, because chances are you absolutely are not. Now would be a great time to reach out to people that you trust. I know it's so hard because we can't often see people we care about right now, but even communicating over the phone, or whatever it may be, it's important for you right now to really find community and a sense of belonging with other people, because you're going through a lot, maybe a death, maybe a breakup of some sort, a loss. Definitely we're seeing that. Six of Swords though, so you are leaving a problem or a situation to somewhere better, which is a great sign for you from the universe right now, Group 3. So just know that if you've been on this journey and trying to solve what's going on in your life, that you are moving towards something better. The Tower, as much as it sucks to see this card come up, it does mean that the foundations are shaking so that something better can be rebuilt. And I know that can be so hard to hear, especially when you're in an emotional place. You don't want to rebuild. You don't want to hear that. It sounds like too much work. Just try to remember that these things are coming for your best interest at the end of it all. And I know that can sound very cheesy, and sometimes it does not feel that way, and sometimes it really isn't that way, but Spirit is saying that it is right now for you. Leaving those situations is something that is in your best interest right now. So don't feel too down on yourself. Again, don't feel like you're the only one that has gone through this. Don't play the victim, and really just try to heal what you need to heal instead of just trying to get away from it as quickly as possible. Oh yes, so we're seeing that there was a lot of rules that you were stuck to. There was a lot of controlling behavior. Some of you might even have been leaving an abusive relationship, some sort of abusive power. This could be in the workplace as well. But I am just getting the sense that you're out of there, or you're getting out of there. If you're not out of there yet, you will be, because something is going to prompt you to really take action. And congratulations for that, because that is really, really exciting. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you right now from this beautiful Cosmic Guidance Oracle deck, because I just feel that you're needing some positivity right now, because you're just going through so much. Okay, so freedom. Spread your wings. So know that although you might feel alone right now, this aloneness comes with freedom. You're finally free out of a bad situation. I'm getting the sense, at least, or you're free from what may have been difficult. The relationship, because I'm seeing this Five of Cups, I can't ignore, and the Tower reverse, to be frank, I can't ignore that it may have been a loss that you're experiencing, like a death. And in that case, I don't necessarily believe that it had to have been an awful relationship, but you may have felt a lot of pressure, especially at the end in the relationship. So know that now you are free to move on. You are free to spread your wings, like this card says. And for those of you that were in an abusive relationship or a toxic relationship, this freedom that is being granted to you is a true blessing, although I know it may not feel like it right now, Group 3. So although this is a very deep and heavy reading, you are moving on to, I'm sorry, we lost a card. We are moving on to greener pastures, or a brighter future, as this card depicts. I'm also going to be pulling one or two messages from the Star Tarot, because I love this deck. Let's see what action you can take right now to feel better, Group 3. Ah, the Star. Trust in the universe, Group 3. This is so beautiful. What a beautiful card to come in right now. Know that Spirit is with you as you're receiving this message, and I hope that that resonates with you on every level, because Spirit is with you right at this very moment. Know that you can always call on Spirit to come and protect you, to be with you. I think so many of us forget that our spiritual team is there to help us, and whenever we're feeling down, we can always say a little prayer, ask for guidance, ask for support, ask for strength, ask for whatever you need. Anything you need, ask Spirit, and Spirit will deliver. The Star card is coming to you. Just know that your future is really opening up right now, and you have a lot of potential to rebuild your life in a way that you couldn't even have imagined in the first place. That is a beautiful message that I really want to leave it on. Oh, Ace of Cups. Anyone that is looking for love moving forward, know that it will come to you moving forward, and really focus on that self-care and self-love as well right now. That's super beneficial for you. So trusting in the universe, and also focusing on self-care and self-love. By doing your self-care rituals, you're going to find your connection to Spirit is deepened. So meditation for sure comes to mind, gratitude, journaling, automatic writing. If you read tarot yourself, or any form of divination, that would be great for you right now if you use it as a form of self-care and a tool for healing right now. So although you've been going through so much, Group 3, I'm so sorry for all that you've been going through and what's been going on in your life. I also have to congratulate you, because you're moving into something greater and better, and something that will be rebuilt into something even more beautiful. This level of freedom that you've been granted is something that you maybe wished for a long time. And so congratulations that it is here, or it is almost here. So just hold on strong. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, Group 3.